And when it comes to homosexuality and YouTubers and just like almost any community when it comes to homosexuality, there's a bunch of sellouts, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to making money, and I'm gonna expose this because you know who you are. Because you see this right here? This is a character from Guilty Gear. And don't tell me that this is Testament. Because you know full and well this is not Testament. And you know why people haven't been calling this out from the get-go? People haven't been calling this out because you know what I'm saying, they're trying to keep their channel or whatever it is. But there are people that it's not even about, the channel. They just, for whatever reason, they don't want to call this out. Because, like I said, this is not Guilty Gear. This isn't Testament, man. I grew up at Guilty Gear. I know what Guilty Gear looks like. And this isn't it, bro. I don't know what they're trying. What Arcsystem works. I don't know what you're trying to pull, but this is not Testament. This is not Guilty Gear, man. Especially when it comes to his combat. For people that want to keep using excuses like, oh, so you're just talking about, homosexuality, like, that's it or whatever it is. Like, no, like, there's other things too. Especially the way he plays and his fighting style. People are trying to say, oh, they fixed Testament. No, they didn't, bro. Like, even in the Guilty Gear games, people like, I'm talking about real hardcore players when it comes to Guilty Gear and using Testament that knew how to use him. No, he was pretty viable. I've seen gameplay of him even on YouTube videos. Like, people really try to make it look like, oh, that the New Testament is better. Like, no, he really isn't. Old school Testament is better all day. I'm not just saying that. I'm also someone who's looking at the OG and the new school, characters, like the new characters and all that stuff. So I know Testament. I know Guilty Gear. You know what I'm saying? And that if you want to know how much I know, I like Guilty Gear. I like Guilty Gear XX Exit Core way more than Strive because of the fast-paced combat. So you know that I know Guilty Gear. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, people keep trying to defend this stuff when it comes to homosexuality. A lot of us gamers were tired of the homosexuality, messing with gaming, stuff like this. And, a lot of companies out there, they're using this stuff to make money off of people. And it's not even really about, that, a lot of these companies care. I can't say for sure if Arcsystem cares or not, whatever it is. Whatever they're trying to, that's them, whatever. But, but this is also an example for a lot of other companies out there. They don't care about homosexuality. They only care about money. Even though a lot of their, products people aren't paying for or watching is because of homosexuality. It's like, It's like you're biting yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're biting your own arm. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you're so desperate to make money off of people that you don't even realize that your franchise is, getting destroyed from the inside out. And you're sitting there thinking that people like your franchise or they want to continue to keep buying it. You know what I'm saying? I like Guilty Gear Strive, but one thing's for sure, I do not have this character unlocked on my game. I'm gonna tell you that much. Look, I have to call this out. Because there's a lot of YouTubers, they don't want to call this out. Nobody wants to say anything. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to keep me hush hush. I'm going to say something about it. A lot of YouTubers are going to rise up and say something about it. A lot of people on social media, they're going to say something about it. Irregardless of, YouTube or whatever, whatever platform tries to silence people and try to take away their comments. Like, for you to even do something like that, that shows how society is right now. That shows you who people really are, right? The fact that people will do anything it takes just to stop you from telling the truth. Just to stop everyone else from knowing the truth, bro. That's how disgusting this is. A lot of us, we're tired of it, man. We're not doing it. We're not putting up with it anymore. If you want to know why I didn't bring up Bridget, is because you know what I'm saying. Bridget, it speaks for the character speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying. There really wasn't anything to say anything about Bridget because it's like you already know what to expect from Bridget. I already know what to expect from Bridget. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't play the character. I'm not worried about it. I'm not messing with it. But I'm gonna say this. It got so bad with the character that like a ton of people got confused about whether Bridget was a man or woman, or Bridget's sexuality, or whatever, all the pronouns and stuff. That's how bad it got. But that's as far as I'm gonna say anything about Bridget on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna mess with that. I'm not bothering with it. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth the effort. It's not worth it, man. I already said what I needed to say. You know what I'm saying about this stuff. I have to expose YouTube and expose the way YouTube is and the way social media is and how society is right now. I have to expose it because it's getting way out of hand. It's getting overbearing. I have to say something about it. Now, if you want to know the main problem, just like with sin and just why homosexuality is so bad, like when it comes to LGBTQ and this femboy stuff, or the traps, or drag queens, and then like the cross dressers, like, do you see how much nonsense all this stuff is? Why I say it's nonsense, because all that stuff, you know what I'm saying, it has to do with homosexuality, and all that stuff, it has to do with confusion. The main root, it's confusion. You know what I'm saying? The devil is tied to all that stuff. I have to expose it. I have to say it, man. I know there's a few channels out there that will speak up against this stuff, but there are people that aren't going to do it because, you know what I'm saying, they're just on the other side or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? That they just agree with this stuff. They're not going to say anything. And then, like I said, I can't blame some of the other YouTubers for not saying anything, but still, even when it comes to your channel, like, you need to speak up and say something about it. You know what I'm saying? Because otherwise, things aren't going to get better if you don't. Now, other than that, and like I said, what I need to mention about when it comes to homosexuality, especially when it comes to anime, right, or witchcraft in general, whatever it is, a lot of the symbols and characters that are designed in Japan by animators, or in China, or what have you. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people in Japan and China, they know exactly what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's not just like, oh, they just took an image and just copied it. No, a lot of these people, they're very smart. They know what they're doing. I have to expose this because a lot of that stuff, it has to do with the occult. And a lot of people will just dismiss it. You know what I'm saying? But it just, a lot of people will just sit there and act like and pretend like, nothing evil's going on, nothing's wrong. People that are just complacent and stuff like that, they'll be in denial about it. And it's just, I'm saying, no more, man. Like, enough is enough with this stuff of trying to, turn, like, it's just like, man, you can't sit there and try to pretend like it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to all these rituals and sacrifices and stuff like that. You can't try to sit there and pretend like that stuff isn't going on. You know? Like I said, I have to expose this stuff. But also, like, just like with Orlando, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these other celebrities, there are some celebrities that are actually speaking up against this stuff.